Thank you, sir. Continuation of mass transactions. So mass transaction is nothing but changes in the latest open period, transfer, reclassification, and depreciation rates like an adjustment. How it will impact, we tested in the morning session. So now I'm going to continue the mass transaction. What are all the other parts are there? So number one, in the afternoon session, I will start with revaluation, appreciation, or we can call it as revaluation. That revaluation, if you want to do it, what is the first step? We should enable that particular tab under book control. For that, we should go to our fixed assets lookups, ORA FA allow reval. Associate our corporate book has to be taken care of. Number two, when we are enable that particular kind of a tab in the respective book control, we should enable a relevant checkboxes, whether you are going to do a asset cost alone, we are going to revalue, or asset cost and accumulated depreciation also we are going to revalue. Net book value, YTD depreciation, likewise, many checkboxes are there. One, how many times the revaluation allowed in a book control, that is also can be overridden in the next level. So, revaluation. When you enable only asset cost, assuming let me take one asset, 100,000 is an asset cost. Only example, 20% I want to revalue. Nobody will do 20% and all. 600, 700%, depending upon the year and the approval of your board, we can go for it. When you do your 20%, only asset cost, what will happen? After revaluation, that cost revised to 1,20,000, 120,000. And then accumulated depreciation, and then net book value, to that extent it will be reduced. Second one, second one. So that means asset cost account debtor to revaluation reserve. Second step, it is nothing but when you are going to do revalue, asset cost and accumulated depreciation. So accumulation depreciation already credit, asset cost debit. The difference 18,000, it will goes to our revaluation reserve account. Revaluation reserve account. Some company, they are treating, when you are doing asset cost alone, they are treating like a fresh asset also possible. Some of the setups has to be taken care of. So how to do this particular kind of topic, I'm going to show you. Number one, book level. The tab is already there. Setup and maintenances. Setup and maintenances. Manage asset book. Search for A00 my book. Search for A00 my book. Click on edit. Click on edit. Then if I go down, you can say that revaluation tabs are enabled because of our lookup setup. Then if you enable any checkboxes, enable of revaluation, then only it will come under task panel of your asset workbench. Also, these two codes are mandatory. So revaluation tab. allow revaluation, then it is mandatory. Cost alone, and then accumulated depreciation. So what all you are looking for, everything you can enable. Your asset cost is 10,000 or 100,000. Then your net book value also 100,000. Sorry, accumulated depreciation 10,000. Net book value becomes 0. This is called fully reserved asset. Even that particular asset, it is allowed for revaluation or not, especially India. Auto life, example, 2 years, 50% depreciation. Third year, tinkering, painting, again they are investing some amount, and then they are running it. For those kind of an asset, if you enable, we can claim our depreciation for the amount what we have incurred. Either you treated an expenditure or you are going to capitalize it, possible. So fully reserved asset also, whether it is eligible. Life extension factor, how many time maximum that revaluation has been taken care of. These are all the relevant checkboxes can be enabled. So I can use 427842, some account code, and then save and close. And then save and close. So now I'm going to identify the asset number. It is called building 112805. 112805. I'm going to perform this. I'm going to perform this. So task panel and then asset additions. Task panel, asset addition. Tomorrow, very interesting module. General ledger. Revalue of asset. Revalue of asset. By default, it is mass. Click on create. Select the book. Which book you enable after lookups, allow revalue enable, then only that particular book, it will come in the list of value. So Bhaskaran revalue transaction group 1. It is cost only. Initially the status is new. Approval is also allowed for this. Date okay. Asset number 805. And then click on percentage at present market value, fair market value. Likewise, either a price index, many things we can play based on our client requirement. So percentage, I want to give 20%. So I don't want to give more. When you enable, like, even though if you are not enable in the book control, you can override your other information, like, whether current period depreciation to be included, fully reserved asset also allowed or not. If you enable there, you can decide here. Likewise, you can enable or disable. Condition first book level should be enabled. Uncheck or checking can be done here. So let me click on submit now. Let me click on submit now. And then search here, and then search here. Maybe it will come plenty. Maybe it will come plenty. Maybe in the bar header and line. You can go for a revaluation, header level or a line level. Header level or line level. At the moment, both are one. Now, if you are going to prepare here or here, one and the same. If you have more than one kind of transactions, individually under the group one transaction you can prepare, or entire if you want to prepare, we can click here. At the moment, one and the same. At the moment, it is one and the same. Enable editing. Enter the username and password. and then sign in. Problem. Downloads, open it. And then sign. And then sign. So it is previewed 25%. Change it to post. Scroll down. Many queues are there for evaluation. Click on here. Initially, what was the value? Like, 1 million or 10 million. So what will happen? This 25,000, it will be added. This 25,000 will be added. 125,000 is your 1.25 million or 12.5 million. Likewise, this will come. What is the difference? It will goes to revaluation reserve because we are used only cost. Otherwise, the net it will goes to our revaluation reserve. Depreciation we have not at all touched. Depreciation reserve we have not touched. Either you can do upload or you can do submit. If you do submit, when you select post here, that posted status it will be available, or we can very well view in our respective application. Best way you can upload and you can do post over there. That is also possible. That is also possible. Now, if I refresh, there is no status is mandatory here. Just you can say it is posted as to come. Now, if you find out our cost history related to 805, it becomes 12.5. Clear everyone? Clear everyone? Clear everyone? Right. So next I will move on to, thank you Raja. Next I will move on to very, very important and vital topic in real time, that is called retirement. Retirement can be done for correction purpose. Correction purpose, or like a theft, or well, at the time of addition itself we made a mistake, or we can go for a sale. In that circumstances, we can go for our retirement. Normally, retirement we will do at the time of your physical verification. In supply chain management module, there is a miscellaneous issues and receipts are there in the inventory module. So that kind of a scenario we can enjoy with respect to our physical tracking, transfer, and then kind of our retirement, etc. Or bringing our reinstatement or kind of quick additions. So now I'm going to explain retiring the assets. When you do retiring an asset, very, very important setup. First of all, whether we are going to do like a single or volume, partial or full, cost or unit, cost or unit. So first we should go and give our retirement account code under book control. That is the first step. Even though if you are using a prorate convention for addition, not necessary same prorate convention has to be used for your retirement. We can use the different one also possible. We are not using a daily. Daily means when I say 21st September, it is till 20th September we can claim our depreciation. We can claim our depreciation. Instead of Now we are using like a period. Period, it's nothing but month for our class. The latest period is open for Bhaskar in January. So that means till December only I can claim my depreciation. January till 30th or 29th, which is not possible. Example, let me take my like a copier as an asset. 10,000 is an asset cost. Depreciation 187.5. I know. Let me show you first. So go back to our application. So inquiry of assets. Inquiry of assets. Inquiry of assets. 804 copier. Goodwill 6. Okay. So for copier, if you see that 2 months depreciations are there, go to assignment or like a depreciation, we can find out 187.5. Why this has come 183.59? Because of WDV. Because of WDV. 187.5 prior period till yesterday, that is one period, till last month, that is for our class. In real time, daily or a day is the best practice, I told you. So now I'm going to explain how the calculation will come. Entry I will explain later. So 10,000 minus 187, this is my net book value. So now I'm going to do the sale, commission charges or advertisements, and net sale 8,900, loss 9,912.50. So how the entry will come, I will explain after 5 minutes. After 5 minutes. So it is 10,000, 98.5, 9,100. It is 187.50. 187.50. If you total it, it is 19,100. No problem. Go to application. Task panel, retire can be done quick, single or a basic, mass, or even spreadsheet. Even in spreadsheet. So retire assets, mass or a basic. 807 copier. Retire cost, sir, wrongly entered. Instead of 11,000, I entered 10,000, sir. Or 10,000 instead of 11,000. Ulta. So that is also possible, but very rare cases. Retiring unit. So you have a two quantity. All the two quantity, if you are going to retire, it is called full. And partial one quantity, if you are going to retire, then it is called partial. Still other assets allowed. Retire cost, normally 5,000 quantity into 2 is equal to 10,000. So 5,000 alone, or some company they want to do 4,000, 6,000 likewise, but let it be two quantity. In that circumstances, cost is the best practice. Retire units for Bhaskaran class. 2 units. The moment if you type 1, so cost of retired, it will come 5,000 straight away. If you say 2, the entire cost we are going to retire. Sale process, you can type it here. Advertisement or brokerage, you can type it here, but it's not mandatory. Even 0. Some company, they are giving a laptop to employee. Then you can give 0 value. Very rare, huh? Fine. All right, let me click on submit. Let me click on submit. So again, refresh. Again, refresh. Again, it is refreshed. Now I can go to the respective asset info tile. Asset info tile. Monday itself I can submit. Why these people are asking tomorrow? Ayyo, kadavale. Fine. Task panel, and then I can go to my inquiry of assets. 112807. Inquiry of assets under cost history. It becomes 0. If you go to transaction, so it is full retirement. The loss is 912.50. 912.50. 912.50. What is the entry? Let me go to my, let me do accounting first meanwhile, and then I can go to my book controls. Creating accounting entry. I don't want to transfer. Let it be draft. This we can set as a default under subledger accounting method through FSM. FSM, I can navigate. Under that, so manage asset book. Loss means odd number. Gain means even number for our retirement accounts, apart from the AP clearing and AR clearing. That means sale process clearing and then cost of removal clearing. So in this example, gain, we are not using loss 912. 1, 2, 3, 1 for it is AR sales clearing of our asset. Another one for AP brokerage clearing. What are all those entries? I'm going to explain. Go back to my respective inquiry of assets. Inquiry of assets. Task panel and then inquiry of assets. So 112807, I can search it. Now I can move on to. Now I can move on to accounting entry. Accounting entry. It is view accounting. So listen carefully. Asset cost for this particular account 1560. That will be credited. That will be credited, not. So remaining, it will take it from. Remaining, it will take it from in the respective AP module. I'm sorry, in the book controls window. So accumulated depreciation 1560, and then 7855, it will took it 51, 53, 55. 51, 53, 55. 55 related to net book value. Now the red color, it is tally. Green color. What is our sales account? It will go from FA to GL, but cash we have to deposit. So in AR module, this account we have to create our receivable activity. Order adjustment. Then we have to perform this. What is the miscellaneous income? Sorry. Miscellaneous receipts, you have to create a receivable activity. So what is the entry? Which bank account data to 1247? This will be knocked off with the AR. It won't trigger automatically. Manually, we have to do. The next one for AP module, brokerage we want to give it, then in that circumstances, so you can create an account code with the distribution set or like a direct code. This will be this will be debited, supplier liability will be credited. The commission expenditure, it will go from here, from FA to GL automatically. There, 2240 will be debited, 2210 will be credited at the time of payment, cash, supplier liability to cash. So this is how normally at retirement accounts, it will take it. Many people are not aware of it. That is why I'm given with the natural account code, how the accounting entry will be generated. So AR module, we have to do a separate entry to knock off that 1247. And then AP module to knock off our 2240. So these are all the code. We can do reconciliation flag in a journal reconciliation flag. We can set it to yes. Because at any point of time, this 2240 and then 1247. So these are all one entry, it will come from FA, one entry, it will come from the respective module. So we can verify whether it is knocked off or not with the help of this. So all the control accounts are a clearing account Oracle. They have given the feature with respect to our journal reconciliation under values and values. We can select it as an yes possible. So this is how our retirement has been concluded. Any questions? Entry central comfortable? Okay. So next I will move on to, thanks, Sai. Next I will move on to very, very important one. So wrongly, if you are used this, or for example, I sold this copier to our Sai. Sai says Bhaskar and he is not tested anything. He is my guru. So that means the copier will be very nice. So he wants to get it from Bhaskaran with the 9,000 instead of 10,000. Okay. He started using 1 week. Blank papers are coming. Copier, it's not working. He returned it and he is asking money back to refund from Bhaskaran. So retirement, if you want to reverse, that is called okay, reversal of your retirement. That is called reinstate. That reinstate, you can do it in the same month. It is nothing but undo redo feature in our MS Word or MS Excel. Instead of, if you are doing it 2 months later, 3 months later, for example, I can't explain now. So if I'm getting a refund or like a return in the month of March, January, I not claim the depreciation because I'm not the owner. Hereafter, Sai is the owner. February, it is not at all comes to my books. He started claiming the depreciation. Now what will happen? March, the period is open. So now 2 months depreciation, it will go to depreciation adjustment account. One, it will go to our the respective open period depreciation. So sometimes, no, Bhaskaran, those people are already claimed the 2 months. How can I claim one more time? So in that circumstances, what we can do, instead of doing our reinstatement, you can do quick addition with the March date, then remaining and all, what will happen? So you can set it like a revised value is your asset cost. Likewise, we can very well perform our reinstatement or quick addition to rectify this. So how to do this topic? Prerequisite for reinstatement. Before, through Oracle, if you are not completed retirement, we can't do reinstate. So let me click on reinstate. 112807 and then reinstate. Very simple. Compared to EBS, only one changes for this particular topic, that is called calculate gain or loss. There is a program we will manually run. Such program no need to run manually in our Fusion. In EBS, it has to run. Such program no need to run in our Fusion because it is inherited in the retirement and reinstate process itself. Now, if you go to inquiry of assets, so 112807, yes, it is very well available in our books of record with the full amount. With the full amount. with the full amount. So Canon copier, if you search, it will come back. If you run January depreciation, it will run automatically. So this is how I just completed the lab related to transfer mass, like mass transactions, transfer. So I can do it single, basic, or mass. Reclassification, single I completed. And then adjustment also, I did the same. So I just completed this. Single I completed. Revaluation is partially single or and then mass. Retirement, I did single. Reinstate, I did single. Next, I'm going to explain the topic called tax book. Next, I'm going to explain the topic called tax book. So what is tax book? It is only for calculation. Memo of income, disallow our book expenditure, books depreciation, and claim our tax book depreciation in India. So block of asset concept, many things are there. We have to do some kind of setups for our Indian. Some company, they are not at all using our tax books in real time. So normally what is the purpose? We have to create our tax book see, in this example, my profit and loss account, profit as per profit and loss account 160,000. Book depreciation claim, that is why I received 160. Now it becomes 1,72,000. So 1,72,000 minus book depreciation is equal to 160. But I don't want book depreciation. I want to claim only income tax purpose, like a 22,000 by way of separate written down value, separate kind of like a depreciation method rates and etc. Then we can go for our tax book. And then 22,000 subtract, it will come 150. It is called net taxable income allowed for our calculating some percentage, etc. Any book, whether it is a tax book or a corporate book, what is the prerequisite for corporate book? So structure has to be created and then corporate to be created and then GL codes, physical year, and then finally we can go for our depreciation or asset calendar. But apart from that, one more it's mandatory here, that is called, without a corporate book, we cannot create a tax book. It's a dependent book in our Oracle application. Don't enable transfer to GL. Association of GL, it's mandatory. Don't enable your transfer to GL. Duplication of depreciation will come into the picture. So physical, we can use the one and the same. Asset calendar, for our class, we are going to use the one and the same. If we want different also, because we are not going to do transfer. But prorate convention in India, once in 6 months. For our class, let it be same period. If you want prior period, future period and all, you can create. Otherwise, optional. What is future period? So even though we are doing an addition, it won't calculate the depreciation now. It will calculate only future period. Put into use only next month, Bhaskaran. No. My December period is closed, but the addition is completed in December. But my period is open in my books of record in the month of January. In that circumstances, I need 2 months calculation of depreciation. Then we can go for prior period convention. Otherwise, optional. Otherwise, optional. Otherwise, optional. Second, after tax book completed, so during at the time of completion, so association of corporate book, just now I told you, mandatory. In a session, you already spoke to me regarding the depot repair and all, right? You asked for some training requirement for field services and other kind of topics, correct? EBS in which module? Depot repair, right? Depot repair, correct? That is why you spoke to me no, around 115 or something like that. I said I can't handle it. Okay. Same period, prior period, if you want, you can create single month or next month or double month, etc. It could be a days or it could be a things. Even pro-rate convention once in 6 months also very well possible. And then if you want, we can use same depreciation method, but different rates possible. Ceiling. Ceiling, it's given by some of the European countries in real time. So some company, what will happen, right? They have a sister concern. They have a huge profit. They want to claim a depreciation. In India, what will happen, right? Less than 6 months, 50% of our tax percentage we can enjoy. 25% is assuming like a plant and machinery. 12.5% even on 31st March, if you do addition, we can claim. So that buyback kind of things, if they are going to do, what will happen, right? Huge depreciation. It will be reducing the sister concerns, like kind of our their profits. So that is why in Oracle, based on the country, they are giving like a ceiling. Even though you purchased 10 lakhs, no, this is allowed only for 7 lakhs first year, 5 lakhs second year. So, like a fair market value, we are going to capture like a ceiling. So, normally we'll call it as guidelines value when we are going to do like a property registration, either a sale value, sale agreement value, or your guidelines value. Accordingly, we have to pay tax. So here also ceiling like a lesser value or higher value we can claim for your depreciation very well possible. So this ceiling, there is a two type. One is cost ceiling, another one is our expenses or depreciation ceiling. So in that circumstances, how we are going to do a ceiling, I can show you my plant. I will take it as a plan. It is 10 million. I want to set less 7 lakhs for our 700,000 for plant. Copier, my 25% depreciation, it is nothing but 2,500. So that I want to set like a first year 1,750, second year 1,500, etc. So likewise, how to do our ceilings? It is useful only for asset category to streamline our tax calculations. Streamline our tax calculations. So I can go to our manage tax ceilings. Manage tax ceilings. I know my plan cost, so that's why I'm giving a ceiling as 700,000. So manage ceilings. Manage ceilings. So mask plan cost ceilings. You can create a number associated under asset category. Select my RDS. Cost currency first year 700,000 between 112 or 124. Monthly also we can give. Year also we can give 31, 12, 24 is 700,000. And then monthly also you can give. So 31, 1, 2000 or 12, 2025. For Bhaskaran, it is like a 5.5 lakhs. Just notionally I'm giving enough. 2016 and 26 and all, I don't want. Similarly, create our expenses ceiling. Expenses ceiling. It's not mandatory, but the feature is there. I'm just explaining here. Currency USD. So if the asset has been purchased within this date range, if it is first year purchase, so 1,750 allowed. 1,750 allowed. 1125 to 31/12/2025. If it is first year, 1600. If it is a second year, same date. It is 1500. So any new addition for first year, this is the depreciation. Any new addition for your 2025, this addition, it's nothing but your second life of that particular 2025 year. Then for this asset, next year you can claim only 1500. Likewise, we can use your life of asset very well possible. So I'm not going to create any flux field value because we are going to associate like a same category. Instead of corporate book, I'm going to assign tax book. So manage asset categories. Manage asset categories. Manage asset category. We will start with the expensed assets. Edit. Don't create. We are going to edit because this is, we can't enter more than one time. Associating tax book, even though there is no accounting entry, we are going to transfer to GL, but we have to complete this. But unfortunately, your trainer is not completed book control at all. So manage asset book first. Corporate book, it has been already created. So that's why I'm going to create my tax book, but associating to our corporate book. The moment if you change it to tax book, then corporate book association is also very, very important. So copy and then corporate book association to ledger, association to calendar, first period December 24. Similar like our corporate, evenly or days. And then, so these are all, if you want, you can enable, otherwise optional. So 7854, 7855, and then 7851, 7852, 1247, 7853. Wait a minute, I missed out something. Oh, we have to start with 0. Okay. So 50, 51, 52, and then 53. So loss and all odd number. Okay, fine. 2240, 7860, 2560. And then reference, I can use my own one shot. And then copy this and then paste it here. Paste it here. Straight away, I can do my save and close. No need to transfer to GL. No need to transfer to GL. So the next I will move on to manage data access for users. We have to provide the data access to the existing user along with the existing 3 role. I'm going to give my data access. Job role, data access mandatory. So asset, accountant, asset book, tax book I'm associating. No need to create another user. Use the existing. We can use like a drop down. Asset accounting manager, I can select. The third one, administrator. Asset administrator. Tax book. And then LDAP program. That is for transactions. Let me do my asset category second. So ceilings also ready. Prorate convention we have already. If you want, we can create PPC, etc., which we don't want. And then I will move on to the small bug in our prorate convention also. So let me move on to my, fixed, setup and maintenance. Manage asset categories. So the steps we have to follow now. So use the existing physical year calendar. Any prorate convention, ceiling, define category I'm going to do now. Provide the data access which we have completed just now. So we'll talk with manage asset categories. Manage asset categories. Asset categories. Search for the category. Previously, I came to this window and that time I have not completed my. So tax book. You have to give an account entry, but no accounting entry, but still we have to provide here because it's a mandatory. Remaining and all, I don't want to give. Remaining and all, I don't want to give. In the tax book, I missed out one more part. I will come back. So depreciation expenditure, 7365. Bonus and all, it will come automatically. It will come automatically. Set as a default. Anyway, no depreciation for our this particular asset. Flat cost 10% I can select. Flat cost 10% I can select, even though no calculation, no copy. What is the meaning of copy? I'm going to show you. Ceilings available only for tax book. Plant and copier we can play. Goodwill associated to tax book. Associated to tax book. 1565, 7365, 1665, and then 10% or different percentage also you can choose. So I want like flat NBV 10%. So not necessary we have to follow the same what we have given for our book control. Corporate book control. And then save and close. Go to building. In the building, I'm going to associate our corporate book. Sorry, tax book. In the accounts, I'm going to give account code 1520. It's a mandatory field. 7320 1620. Default rule. Then calculated is the depreciation I have used. Here I can use flat cost. So not necessary we have to use this follow the same. 10, 10, and then convention. Save and close. Next I will move on to computers and copier. Whether the salvage has to be copied or not, there is one checkbox I will explain after this. Now I can associate my tax book. In that 01 1560 310 7360 1660 and then CIP and all I don't want to copy. Otherwise, we can use for our building itself. Then go to default rule. If you are not given an account code, again it will start shouting because anyway create accounting, it's not there. So let me associate. So 25% flat cost. 25% flat cost or NBV you can use. So this is nothing but computer. So I don't want to associate any ceiling here. Let me move on to copier now. In the copier, let me go and associated the tax first. And then I will provide the account code 1560 350 7360, 1660, and then default rule. And then default rule. Before that, default depreciation combination I will set. And then default rule. So 25%, 25%, but the ceiling will taken care of. The ceiling will be taken care of. What happened? Why ceiling it's not coming? I selected some other book or what? Okay, let me check. Save and close. Save and close. Okay, understood. So manage asset books. Manage asset book. Search for my corporate book, then it will show you what is our other book got associated and edit. Under a tax tab region, one more window is come. One tax tab region. What is allow? Mass copy, addition, adjustment, retirement, transfer, CIP asset, allow cost ceiling, allow expense ceiling. These are all you should enable based on the requirement. If not, we can do the setups. That is why book first, category second. Book first, category second. That is the reason while associating that particular asset category, I'm unable to associate the one ceiling what I created. So go to our copier, edit copier, place the cursor in tax book, default rule. Now I can select the ceiling. It will come here. These are all very advantage. We can restrict through our book control. Machinery, we are using production based. Now we can give different depreciation also possible. Tomorrow, very important module. Maybe it may extend it till 5 o'clock also, 5:15. Many topics I want to cover. So 01 and then 1530, 7330, 1660, and then 1580, 1590, 1590. Revenue and all, I don't want. But CIP anyway, I am not enabled. No need to give. So machinery instead of production, I can give some 15% NBV. 15% NBV. Very well allowed. Pro rate convention. Save and close. Now I will move on to plant. Three more. Then I can click on associating a book first and then providing a default second. So navigate to our so 01 000 1530 350 7330 and then 1630 any CIP 1590. So there is a ceiling we have for our class. So I can put 20% flat cost. Plant ceiling completed. Then finally, two more cars and trucks. Cars and trucks. I would have been completed in 2 addition itself, but at least we have some info, right? More easy to understand. So 1550, 310, 7350, 1650, 20% NBV or 15% NBV, 15% NBV, 20 or 15 we can use. Depending upon the act. Income Tax Act, last truck, associating tax book, and then defaulting account, 550, and then 7350, 1650, defaulting rule, 15% or 25%. NBV, NBV, so 20 or whatever it is. We are ready set for our addition. But we are not going to do addition single. Oracle, they have given two methods, but most of the companies are using second method. Initial mass copy for our tax first period, what we have given in the book control, that it will come. That it will come. So before closing your corporate book, do not close your tax book. Do not close your tax book. So we can't do one more mass addition from one to corporate book, one to tax book. Not possible. Ruled out. In that circumstances, Oracle, they have given like, copy. When you do initial mass copy, no need to specify any period from which book you are going to be copied. For that, data access mandatory. Perform periodic mass copy. It can be done for first period, it can be done for subsequent period, possible. Period and tax book, it's mandatory. Here only tax book alone we can say. But second, once the tax book got closed, we can't use. Once tax book closed your first period, so we can't use initial mass copy because we are not selecting a period over there. That's why most of the companies are using the second one in real time. Second one in the real time. So now if I navigate to our sign out and then sign in, and then I can proceed to our same user one more time. Same user one more time. Same user one more time. If you see, there is a drop down on the top. Corporate, January. Tax book, it is December. It is December. Click on task panel, inquiry of assets. You can search with your corporate book or tax book. It will come, but no additions are made yet. So that can be done. Method number one. Here itself, there is a copy. This is called periodic mass copy. The moment it will redirect it to our scheduled process from here itself, the period. So that means periodic mass copy means what? Your book as well as the period. Method number two, go to our scheduled process. Scheduled process or monitor process. So mass perform initial or periodic mass copy. Perform initial or periodic mass copy. So periodic mass copy is there. So initial mass copy. Initial mass copy and periodic mass copy. Initial mass copy, only the book is required. Periodic mass copy. So we should have both book as well as period. Both book as well as period. That is why we can redirect it from our respective info tile. Very well possible. One and the same. And then submit. This will do what we enable at the time of creating a tax book under a tax tab. What all the copying is allowed, it will allow here. What all the copying allowed, that will allow here. So this is how the tax topic has been successfully completed. So I can show you the output and then I will move on to other topics one by one. So it's completed. It is exporting the data. Go to my info tile and then under fixed assets, ensure it is tax book December. Okay. So you can find out how many has been addition completed. Even for tax book for this period, we can easily identify. Otherwise, we can go for inquiry of assets. Calculation of depreciation, very well possible. Calculation of depreciation, very well possible. But create accounting, not possible because we have not enabled transfer to GL. So let me do like, close period straight away for a class. It will do depreciation as well as close your December period. So now I can do create accounting. I don't want inquiry of assets. Search for the asset. So two assets I'm going to take it as calculations. Number one for our tax book. Number one, you can say plant. If your corporate book, it is value is different. Recoverable cost, it is different. This is different, controlled by ceiling. So the calculation of depreciation 700,000 into 0.2 divided by 12. 11,666.66. Because so either if you are using salvage value, there is a checkbox. Exclude salvage value, not enable, you can, system will restrict. Otherwise, ceiling will restrict. If you are using revaluation, so asset cost and revaluation cost or impairment, likewise increasing or decreasing with respect to which is the amount for calculating depreciation will be decided by your financial informations. If I go to copier, so I selected like 1,750 divided by 1,750 divided by 12. Divided by 12. 1,750 divided by 12. So 145.83. This is also 25% on cost 10,000 and then 10,000. So 2,500. But because of expenses ceiling, this has got reduced. So this is how our tax book calculation and settings has been concluded. So next I will move on to so impairment after the break. Thanks, Eliza. Thanks, Sai. Thanks, Vidhi. So we can continue with our fixed assets remaining topics, that is called physical tracking. So when we are doing a physical as well as our books of record, when we are going to compare what all the discrepancies are there, that we are going to check. discrepancies are there that we have to check. So physical tracking. Normally, what all the statuses are there, how this will come, one by one, I'm going to show you. Let me share my screen. Let me share my screen. So navigate to our FA working board. Aja, tomorrow, very, very interesting. Individual task, account hierarchy, many things I want to teach you. Value set, values, fastest mode for 5 segments. I'm going to create chart of account and instance. This I will use it during our GCS, Global Consolidation System. What we exactly do it in our GL? What is security rule? What are all the limitations? What is cross-validation rule? What is account alias? What is our journal? One by one, I will explain. These are all in the morning session. Up to this, even morning in the sense tea break. Sorry, coffee break. Time permits. Otherwise, we'll try to cover up to this. Like, ledger set, manual data access set. Everything I'm going to cover as a topic. Then reporting currency, if time permits, I can include that. Reporting currency, manual translation, and then secondary ledger. These are all I'm going to cover. So these are all I'm going to cover on Monday. So let me proceed to our physical tracking first. In the physical tracking, let me show you what is there in our books of record through our assignment window. So let me take mobile. Let me take mobile. Mobile, we have 112,803. So which is our location? India location I supposed to have 80. But unfortunately, 70 only it is there in the physical. So Oracle, it says like, it's a difference, down difference. So in a books, we have to do retirement. Then only it will match. Second, I will move on to our building. Building, it's nothing but 805. 805. 805. It is USA only. It is USA only. I know, that's why if any discrepancies, we can check it out. You can go to assignment window and accordingly we can perform. Let me paste. It is fully reconciled. One is in books, one is in physical. Example. Computer, I want to give like a different. All are in Tamil Nadu, Chennai only, but instead of book 60, it is like a higher side, up difference. So we can do quick addition or reinstate of our retirement. So these are all mass transaction we are going to perform. Copier, to quantity, it is US only. It is US only. So that is also reconciled. Likewise, many things we can take. Only one. So machinery I will take, remaining and all I don't want. If you want, I can take everything. So machinery, it is in US. But unfortunately, it is in US, but physically, it is in India. Physically, it is in India. So system will say, so do you want to do transfer? So transfer. Likewise, some suggestion will come. Plant, no problem, fully reconcile. Car, no problem, it is fully reconciled. These are all I did the first addition except my goodwill. Truck, unnecessary, I'm going to give like a different number. Computer, what's the number? Computer, 806. Copier, 807. Machinery, 808. 808. 808, plant 809, car 810, truck. Instead of 811, I wrongly added one more number. Now I save this. Category wise, location wise, we'll take a printout, we will give it to the respective users in the real time. They are going to check physically, they will fill it in their pen and they will give it to us. We will upload through Excel and we will compare it in our books of record. So whether it is fully reconciled or discrepancy, that is called physical tracking of our asset. So how to do this? How to do this? So let me navigate to our application. First of all, under book controls, the physical tracking to be enabled. So setup and maintenances, manage asset books. See, these people, ayo, Muruga. Huh? These are all, it's a pain. These are all, it's a pain. Why these people are doing like this? Just a second. So now how can I navigate to navigator? Where is the icon?
Beside that photo, there is three left side, down.
Navigator. Ah. See, when they do not know, fine. When they know how to do it, they are troubling others. That is where the problems are coming. See, they are giving like a logo also. This is the problem. Oh, the icon is here. Ah, understood. Nice. Appearances. And then create sandbox. Quickly I will do, but I don't know. Let it be there. I can try later. I don't want to waste the time. Cancel. Leave sandbox. Setup and maintenances. Setup and maintenances. So manage asset book. Manage asset book. When in your task panel, if you are unable to see your physical tracking or revaluation checkboxes or any checkboxes, ensure this must be enabled in our book controls. This must be enabled in our book controls. So now I will navigate to our fixed assets. சார் ஒரு 5 மணிக்கு கூப்பிட்டுமா? நான் ட்ரைனிங்ல இருக்கேன். So I can click on fixed assets and then assets. So go to our task panel. Instead of task book, I'll change it to instead of tax book, I'll change it to corporate book. Irritating people. Nice. Very good. Let them put at least small logo or something like that. like a calendar image they are putting. All right. So let me navigate to our revaluation under general tab. Sorry, physical inventory under general tab. So physical inventory, general tab, click on enter. Select the book and then normally date and time we will give. FISI001. Enter it manually and click on OK. It will download some Excel. Let me open that particular Excel first. Login credential has to be completed. Login credential has to be completed. Login credential has to be completed. And then sign in. So I'm going to incorporate those information. The status initially is new. Initially is new. Remaining and all. Any modification, any discrepancies, again you have to set it to new. Remaining and all reconcile, you can leave it. New only it is allowed for our reconciliation. Reconciled, it will ignore. Discrepancy, you have to change it to or set it to new asset status. So asset number, I just copy one asset number wrong. If they give like a 2 asterisk within the 3 blocks, any one is mandatory. Any one is mandatory. Location. Location. The first one, I want to keep it as India. So that is for computer. Copy that India. And then paste it here. And then OK. And then OK. Second one, it is US for our class. That is related to building. That is related to building. Raja, for a class, I'm just performing this, but in real time, you have to do the follow based on the requirement. So 806, I decided year after, I'll take it from here. So India, I want. India 1, 2, 806, 808. 805 USA. Okay. 806 and 808. Remaining all are USA. 1 and then 3. Units available in physical. It is 80. I decided to go for 79. 1 correct. And then 61, 1112. 61, 11112. This is in the physical. Now it is ready set for our comparison. Ensure all are new. Submit. 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 So it is confirmed, saying that submitted. Go to our application and then go. Sorry, refresh. It says difference, fully matched, difference, difference. Asset is not in the books. So what is the difference first? That is also I'm going to use like a spreadsheet only, Oracle says. Review also can be done through our spreadsheet. So review. Each and every assets you can search here and then we can find out whether it is what type of discrepancy. Down, up, transfer, etc. Down, up, transfer. So that is why mass transactions are very, very powerful. Very, very powerful. So addition also we should know. Correction also we should know. Addition also we should know. Correction also we should know. Correction also you should know. So choose the relevant one and then you can use like a What is the differences? So it shows Bhaskaran, it is in 79. In our books, it is 80. In our books. So recounting can be done. If not, recounting can be done. Still 79. We have to reduce in our books of record. Likewise, what I selected in the highlighted one in the books, and then you can do. Otherwise, you can search with the respective asset number also possible. Respective asset number also possible. This is how normally we will do our physical tracking in one shot. Any questions related to this particular topic? Sai, Himanshi, all are comfortable?
Yes.
Delmer, thank you. So next I will move on to the topic name. It is called impairment. Impairment. So impairment, it's nothing but defective. For example, I have a copier. Two copiers are there. One copier it's working. One copier is maybe I'm using it in there. It's not working properly. Instead of repairing, I thought of I will keep it in the corner. So in that circumstances, in that particular circumstances, what will happen, right? We have a two options. Check with your auditor. So whether you want to claim as per the depreciation method and rates, because asset is available, but strictly we are not utilizing it for our put into use. Second, so 10,000 is an asset cost. A asset, B asset, C asset. All the three I want to impair their revised value, like a revised net book value you can give. Or revaluation loss, you can type revised net book value will be defined or calculated by the system automatically. So if we are going to do only one asset, so CGU, it's an optional. More than one asset, CGU, it's nothing but group. It will pull those kind of an asset. For that, we have to associate to the respective asset number, this CGU number. Cash generating unit. Cash generating unit. So likewise, we can do that. So how to do this? Let me take like a copier for our class. So navigate to our first step for impairment. So whether it is enabled in our books of records or not. 2. Yes, we did. Second, in asset category, if you are not provided impairment code combination, we can't do that. So manage asset books, manage asset category, I can go. So navigate to our maybe after training timing, I will change this. Setup and maintenance. So manage asset book. Manage asset book. Manage asset book. And then edit. You can say that whether impairment enabled. Number 2, we should have asset category asset. Manage asset categories. In that, search for our copier Canon, or you can say copier edit. So 1625, 7625 for our class. 1625, 7325 for our class. If we are not provided, we can't perform. It will start shouting. So asset category code combination is missing. and then save and close. And then save and close. Now I can go to inquiry of asset. Inquiry of asset. In that particular, I search for copier. I search for copier. Copier, it is 112807. 807. So at the moment, under assignment tab region, two quantities are there. So two quantities are there, as well as the amount is like 10,000. Now here after net book value, instead of 9812, I want 5,000. So remaining 4,000 and odd. It's nothing but impairment loss. So task panel and then impair assets. I told you CGU, it's not mandatory, but I want to tell you what is the advantages of CGU. So navigate to setup and maintenance again. Navigate to setup and maintenance again. So manage cash generating unit. Cash generating unit. And then click on create. Bhaskaran CGU 001. Book is mandatory. If not coming, that is a problem. What is that? We have not enabled in the book controls related to this. Now I can move on to our asset workbench. Task panel and then impair assets. Impair assets. So search for the asset which I want to do impair. So before that, I have to incorporate that CGU to more than one asset. If you want, you can go to our adjust asset. Search for 11280 and then search. Many assets it will come. Let me take my copier and then change financial details. So more than one asset also you can very well associate related to your CGU, which I created just now. But at the moment I have only one, sufficient. More than one, allocation is important. 10,000 we are going to set it like a loss. 6,000, 4,000 or 5,000, 5,000 or 7,000, 3,000 or 2,500, 7,500, etc. So now I will move on to our how to do our impairment first. In the impairment, so I'm going to give you very important how to do from here. So let me click on create. Impairment ADF DI mandatory. ADF DI mandatory. Create impairment. Create impairment. Create impairment. Enable editing. Enable editing. And then enter the password. Enter the password. My goodness. When we enter faster, it's gone. Impairment. 2-3 topics it's giving trouble. Revaluation and impairment and all. Production and all, it's not giving any problem. So transaction group, Bhaskaran IMP 001. Date 30th Jan. Either CGU or asset number. Yes, I have. CGU. It's already there. 001. If not, you can use only asset means we can enter asset number 80807. 807. Status, we can straightaway select preview. Review new means again it will go inside. Any one value you can set. So my net value in use, it is 5,000. So loss will be taken by the system automatically. So value in use or year after my net book price, it's 5,000. Any one you can set it here. Value in use or net selling price or impairment. Anything you can set it here. That's all, very easy. Submit. And then submit. So again, board resolution, many things are like, very, very important. Act also to be supported. Otherwise, we can't do impair because we are going to claim huge. Today, I'm just playing with some 4,000 and odd in real time. So if you perform, it will reduce our income tax profit. So let me go and search related to my book, my A00 IMP 001. You can see that it will come automatically. Loss 4628.99. If it is more than one, update allocation will come. At the moment, only one asset, 2, 3, 4 and all, it's coming. So that you can give like an amount. 4,000 is the last example. 2,000, 1,000, 1,000, etc. Let me post this. Let me post this. Let me post this. So the entry will be created for this particular amount. Asset cost to the extent it will be reduced. How? It will be there 10,000, but impairment, it will come in that particular window. Impairment, it will come in the particular blocks in the inquiry window. I can show you. So 112 807. It is 5,000. So how the calculation, right? Any calculation, it will reduce here or it will increase here depending upon these many setups. Maybe revaluation, it may increase. Impairment, it will loss or increase, etc., etc., etc. So the next I will move on to the topic name. It is called group assets or group additions.
Bhaskar, I have one question.
Yeah, please.
If we will not create cash generating unit directly, also we can do impairment.
Without CGU, you can very well do. See, first of all, when the CGU is required, right? See, in this case, 3 assets are there, ma. Okay. All the 3, I want to perform one kind of like, impairment. So 3 assets, 3 different net book value. Now the revised value is this. Clear? That's understood or not?
Yes, yes.
In that circumstances, instead of 3 lines, I will repeat, Raja, instead of 3 lines, you type 1 line with the, what is our revised net book value or in use? You can say 21,000. Single line. No need to enter 3 line. 3 line means you need an individual asset number. Got it?
Got it. Got it.
So now what is the loss will come? It will come 12,000 as a loss. Correct? Raja, this is the revised
Yeah.
value. So this is the loss. The difference between this, it's nothing but loss. Correct? No? That loss we are going to, or that revised value we have to allocate. There is an update allocate button in the top right in our impairment window. There you can put 5, 4, 3 or 4, 3, 2 in the last window. Got it? So one single loss 9,000 will come. We have to apportion to more than one asset when we are using CGU. Clear?
Yes.
Understood, Raja?
Yes.
Any other questions? Nice. So next I will move on to our topic called group assets and member assets, group addition or member assets, etc. So normally in real time, Bharti Airtel or electricity board, Madhya Pradesh, so they are using Oracle EBS, electricity board. In Tamil Nadu, likewise, many BSNL, so kind of thing. If you take one transformer in electricity board, it's nothing but small assets. So few years back, if you purchased a laptop, RAM, it's a separate item code. Hard disk, it's a separate item code. Raja, clear? So these are all together, it is called one computers and accessories. So now what Oracle they have given this feature, right? When you have like a Bharati Airtel or like a this particular small $10, $20, likewise 200 assets or 100 assets together, we are going to claim one full depreciation. But depreciation rate, it will take it from the member, but it will show via our group. That is called our sigma in our Excel. So 10, 20, 30. If you do here, so it will come automatically here. But to depreciation not allowed. Taken a percentage from member, but display through your reports with the help of our group. So in that circumstances, many telecom companies are using this group additions and member assets. So interview questions. When you do addition, the moment you selected at the time of addition, add assets window, which type if I select, that 0 will be defaulted in the cost. What are all the asset type? It will be defaulted 0. Anyone? Anyone? Raja? CIP if you select 0, group asset also it will be 0. For example, you have 3 cells are there. Now I'm going to do some. If you are not doing anything, it will come 0 only. Correct? So group assets 0, when you associate member, that it will inherit it automatically. If I say 12,000, if I say 8,000, then it becomes 20,000. Raja, comfortable? Comfortable? So group asset or a group addition or like a CIP addition, during that time, this will be 0. So prerequisite for group assets. Everybody listen carefully. Very important topic. Very important topic. So setup and maintenance. Under book control, group assets, advanced rule window, you should enable the checkboxes. Advanced rule, you should enable the checkboxes. No photo, it's not there. Huh? Ayyo, kadavale. Fine. Manage asset book. Manage asset book. Search for my book. Edit my book. And then, so navigate to our advanced rule tab. Allow group depreciation, which includes allow addition of our group. in between, like, so member, CIP member allowed to this group or not? CIP depreciation, normally we never enable. So allow member, see, this CIP means construction of your group, but the member should be like a full, whether it is allowed. Likewise, you can enable or disable some relevant checkboxes. Also, allow amortization changes must be enabled, because one WhatsApp group as many member assets. That is why it's mandatory. If not, you can't perform this. These are all the tickets will come in real time. Next, I will move on to our transactions. So I'm going to do transaction. First one I want to do, like, group assets first, group addition first, group addition first. Under corporate book, task panel, and then add asset. Task panel, and then add asset. Instead of capitalized, if I select CIP, it's 0. If I select capitalized, it is enterable. If you select group, it is not editable with 0. Is that clear? That is the entry. Not editable with 0. So category, I can go for a computer. Example for class, you can use anything. We are using salvage value also. So category. Oh. Group asset. Group asset. And then location, I can use India. And then submit. Now I'm going to do our member assets. I want to do member asset. Before that, what is the asset number for group I want to identify? Wait till that particular asset has to come. It is 112,819. 112,819. So now I'm going to do again asset. Add asset. Now I'm going to do a capitalized asset. Again computer. Again same location. Again computer. Again same location. You can say member asset number 1. Amount, it is 12,000. Method number 1, you can click on next. You can click on next. Here itself, under financial information, under financial details, you can associate your group asset number possible. Bhaskaran, I wrongly created a quick addition. Example. Quick addition. Example. Let me go to our Springboard and then come back. Springboard and then come back. Fixed assets. So task panel, some exceptions are there. Already for post. It's 0 only, no problem. And then task panel, adjust asset. I'll do one thing. Instead of adjust, let me create one quick addition and then I will explain. So task panel, add asset 8,000. I will create one more. I can paste here. Member assets. Raja, these are all the topic. Very less people are covering in real time. I used in real time, so that's why I'm just explaining. Even the notes, what is given by Oracle, which is not very easy to understand. Instead of next, I click on submit. It's over. But we have not associated. Then it will be treated as an independent asset. No dependency. No dependency. In that circumstances, how to link it to, before closing the period, how to link it to our own group asset 819. For that, you should navigate to adjust asset. Adjust asset. And then capitalized assets. 821. Okay, fine. Member asset 1, member asset 2. Action, change group asset. Either you can change the group, or which you have not already associated, you can associate. That is also possible. This is very, very powerful. So now I will go to my inquiry of assets. Very, very powerful. Listen carefully. Inquiry of assets. In that, what is our member? What is our group? One by one, I will explain. In the group, the current cost will be, I will repeat, in the group, the current cost will be 20,000 minus 2, it is 18,000, it will come as a recoverable. But no original cost. That means from the corporate, there is no calculation of depreciation. But still, I want to show you, I want to run depreciation. I want to run depreciation. Task panel or here itself, I can do run depreciation. Run depreciation. Run depreciation. Inquiry of assets. Inquiry of assets. Search for capitalized assets. Capitalized asset with respect to our CA group also I will select. Group also I can select. So I selected capitalized. That's right. Group alone I can select first. It will show you depreciation has come even though it is 0. How it is coming now? Because of our member asset got associated. Let me navigate to my member asset. It will give you member 1, member 2. In that, you can see that member 1, member 2. I can show you. So here, current cost also there, original cost also there. But the calculation, it's not reflected here. It will go to our connectivity of our WhatsApp group. Is that clear? So that is where this group assets are coming to the picture. Any questions related to this particular topic? Eliza, Himanshi?
None in my end, Bhaskar. Thank you.
Thank you. Sai, thank you. All right. So now I'm going to close the period. I told you already on the first day itself how to close the period on Tuesday. If you close, what will happen? So condition, before closing your AP, don't close corporate. Before closing your corporate, don't close your tax. This is the problem. Also, without closing, we can't keep it. That is why corporate book, we have to wait till our AP wala has to close. If not, what will happen? AP is open, corporate is closed. So interface to the next open period, reconciliation issue will come. Asset clearing, it won't tally. Likewise, many things we have to do. Then the period close report already sent. One more time, if you want, I will send it today. So now, what is the prerequisite for our running? What all the reports are there in our books? So asset register, asset addition register, likewise, many reports are very well available. Even here, I told you, right, create accounting, very well available. Asset addition, asset register, asset summary, asset, likewise, many seeded reports are available. If you want, you can create your OTBA and other reports also possible. So this is how I just completed our fixed assets module training completed. Is there any questions? Is there any questions? So 2-3 people, they have created corporate book, which I checked it. But AP, many people are completed many tasks. AR and cash management fixed assets, here and there, some people are not completed. Maybe you are busy with your business work. Also, I totally agree. But if you do that, any questions you can raise me. Otherwise, I have no problem. So before leaving, so I want to send a file to you all through our email ID. So only one file today, it's sufficient. That is called our working board file. Working board file. Working board file. So before that, is there any other questions from the participant side? Participant, is there any questions?
Sir.
1 second. Working board file. And then fixed asset checklist already sent. Here I have not changed. Maybe the sequence number changed. Let it be there. Remaining, I will remove here. And then I paste here. And then I can attach here. Go to desktop. So period close already given. If you want, you can use one more and working board. And then working board add. And then checklist file, what I modified, that is also, if you want, I can add. So I will move on to fixed asset updated. So this is how today's session has been concluded. Around 9:45, we will connect. We'll go for general ledger. Some of the recapping of anything it will do. Otherwise, optional. Any questions? Decimal units, I'm not very sure. We have to use it. I haven't tried. Maybe not possible.
Thank you, Bhaskaran.
So thank you very much. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Recording will be uploadable in a couple of minutes. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.